Who am I, Gwen Stefani? Absolutely I am. Literally invented soft glam. It's punk, it's pop, she's everything. Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. I'm in a slightly different setting today. I'm normally over there, and now I'm 5 feet over here. I know that's probably throwing you off. I know you're probably like, what is all this new glamorous artwork? Well, friend, it's only new to you. It's not new to me, but they are all portraits of Bert. I don't know what it is, Vince and I just love to get a little tipsy and paint portraits of Bert, and you know what? I think that's a really cool, fun activity for people in their mid to late 20s to do, but that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to listen to me talk about my favorite portraits of Bert. Fine, maybe you did. Let me show you a couple. This is one of my favorite portraits I've ever done of Bert. He is an astronaut. He's in outer space. Are the planets in the right order? Of course not. Here's another one of my favorites that my boyfriend Vince did, where he painted Bert as the girl with the pearl earring, which is based off a famous painting. I don't know who did the famous painting, but this is the girl with the pearl earring, and as you can see, the resemblance is uncanny. I'm glad we took that moment to talk about my Bert portraits, but that's not what this video is about. No, you came to this video because you, like me, have an interest in reacting to some iconic early 2000s celebrity looks. So I've done quite a bit of early 2000s content on my channel where I talk about makeup products from the early 2000s, I talk about beauty products, I talk about a lot of body glitter, I talk about a lot of Bath and Body Works, and it's really fun. So I thought that it could be fun to react to some early 2000s iconic looks. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to see some iconic early 2000s looks, I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching. It's coming at you right now. Alright, so let's start out with Christina Aguilera. Now, if you don't know about Christina Aguilera, you are too young for this channel, please turn it off. I'm just kidding. You could not know about her if you live in another country. You could not know about her if you weren't as obsessed with early 2000s pop stars like I was. So let me fill you in. Christina Aguilera is a singer, and she is known for her very type of voice. Was that a good explanation for people who know Christina Aguilera? I think it was. But she's also known for her iconic style. And back in the early 2000s, her makeup and her hair and her outfits were all so amazing. Oh my gosh, look at this picture right here. There's so much going on, so much to unpack here, right? First of all, the crimped hair, iconic, fantastic. Also, is there braids underneath? Oh God, wow, there is. I didn't even notice that when I first got this picture. She has braids underneath her crimped hair. She also has a bit of a zigzag part going, which we need to bring the zigzag part back because I think that was really cool. That's something that was easy to achieve. You know, you just take a comb and you fold the parts of your hair over each other. That was such an easy thing to do. And Christina was rocking that look. Also, her makeup, look at that smoky eye. Iconic, incredible.
Hi, I apologize for how many times I say iconic in this video today. It's a lot, just prepare yourselves.
The lower lash line eyeliner, the very dark eye. You can tell there might be a little bit of sparkle on her eyes there. The nude lip, the incredibly light foundation. That was very common. You were either orange or wearing a foundation that was way too light for you. And you can clearly see here, if you look at like her neck and the rest of her body, she's clearly got like some fake tanner on or something, but then her face is so white. Poor Christina, and it's probably just under the lights and everything. But like I said, that was very common. Your face either didn't match the rest of your body because your face was too orange or because it was too pale. There was no in between. There was no color matching. Nobody had the right foundation shade. That's just how it went. The skinny brows are everything. This is just such an iconic look. Even the jewelry. Oh my gosh, she has the Xtina necklace like going down. Ugh, iconic. What an iconic look.
I told you I was gonna say it a lot. Didn't I tell you I was gonna say it a lot?
The hair, the makeup, the outfit, the everything. Christina Aguilera is an iconic figure from the early 2000s, and I know like it's not like she's retired or anything. She's still doing stuff now, but Christina in the early 2000s was iconic. Okay, now I want to talk about Paris Hilton, and I particularly want to talk about this look right here. I could not for the life of me find what year this was from. Oh, I forgot to mention that Christina picture was from the year 2000, so peak early 2000s. The new millennium, new fashion style emerging. That's actually the last time that we had Saturn and Jupiter eclipse. So does that mean that we're about to make a return to early 2000s fashion and culture because we just had the same eclipse happen the other day? Yes, of course it does. I am so excited. Look at this picture of Paris Hilton. Iconic, incredible. Now the first thing you're probably noticing here, I mean, let's be honest, there's probably a lot you're noticing right away, but the silver eyeshadow, ugh, to die for. I would still wear that today. I mean, I don't know if I would do the same placement, but honestly, you know, I'm zooming in and this color is actually pretty mesmerizing. I would love to know what product this is because it's so reflective. I'm very interested in the shape, how it's kind of like square in the front. I think that's really cool. I didn't notice that the first time I looked at this picture. I honestly think this is a cute eye look. I love how they did it on the lower lash line too. I feel like when you look back at a lot of early 2000s looks, you don't see a ton of that on the lower lash line. I mean, we'll get to some looks later that they had like a pop of color on the lower lash line, but it all looks like it's eyeliner. So it's very interesting that you can see there's like some silver shadow in the lower lash line. I think that's so cool. Is there a lot else going on the face? Not really. I mean, you can see she's got a frosty gloss on, which fantastic, iconic, peak early 2000s. We love a frosty gloss. The skinny eyebrows, clearly with like no product in them, maybe a little bit of pencil, I don't know. But I mean, obviously the best part of this look is the silver eyeshadow, and I wanna know what this is. Also wearing a Paris necklace, that I feel like was very popular in the early 2000s. I know that's still a thing now, but having a necklace with your name on it, like that was peak early 2000s too. So I love that that's included here. You can also see if you zoom in, I didn't notice the first time, but she clearly has a pink streak going through her hair, which so cool. Also very early 2000s to just have like a random different colored streak in your hair. Christina's last picture had that too. She had the braids that were red underneath her blonde hair. Super cool. I also love the like finger waves, like very 20s vibes going on in her hair. This is a look. I won't hear anything other than this, like other than the kind of extreme self-tanner. I would rock this entire look, absolutely. I think she looks phenomenal, and Paris Hilton was so iconic in the early 2000s and is still iconic. She's somebody who just like hasn't aged, and she has a skincare line now, which is really cool. Is it expensive? Of course, it's Paris Hilton, but she has some products that are made with like real diamonds in them. It's just so her, and I think that's fantastic. A lot of these people I'm gonna talk about today have gone on to create their own beauty lines. I couldn't find anything on Christina. I don't think she has, but a lot of the people I'm gonna talk about today have. So that's enough about Paris Hilton. So iconic. Oh my gosh. Let's move on to somebody else. All right, the next iconic person from the early 2000s that I would love to talk about is Rihanna. Bad gal, Riri, Miss Robin, Fenty. Rihanna has always been iconic. I think it's so cool to see how her style has evolved, but she's also always been like on the forefront of the trends, you know? Like I feel like out of all the looks we look at today, hers are the most wearable today to me. I mean, I know I just said I would definitely wear Paris Hilton's silver eyeshadow still, but I feel like universally wearable. And this look in particular, I love this look. I think this is so cute. Look at this eye makeup. She's got the blue on the lower lash line that looks so pretty. It makes her eyes pop so well. That was a very big early 2000s thing. I remember my mom had this like style consultation thing, and the lady gave her a blue eyeliner and told her that she should always be wearing blue eyeliner because she has like blue eyes, and she said that would make them pop. And I used to steal my mom's blue sparkly eyeliner and put it on my lower lash line, even though I didn't have blue eyes, but I still thought it looked really cool. And that was my first delve into color. But the look Rihanna is rocking here is just so iconic. I mean, the blue even looks like it comes a little bit onto the upper lash line. Oh my God, is that like the look I'm wearing today? It's not. No, my look is a lot more dramatic than Rihanna's. I didn't even mean to do that. Oh my gosh, how funny and topical. But I love this look. I think she looks amazing. You can definitely tell she's got some blush on, which I think is great. You don't see that in all of the looks we're looking at today. And she's got a frosty glossy lip on too, which I think is so funny because she went on to create arguably one of the best lip glosses on the market. So I think it's cool that she's always been a glossy gal. Let's look at another picture of Rihanna. Why not? She's super iconic. This picture, oh my God, like similar makeup look, like similar with the blue. I feel like that was her signature in the early 2000s. But the lashes here, the lashes are really everything. They look so good. I'm assuming they're falsies just kind of based off the shape of them. But this is like my ideal lash look. This is what I want my lashes to look like every day. I wish I knew which lashes these were because I would buy 100 pairs of them. I think this shape looks so beautiful on her eye shape. And she has a skinny brow here, but honestly, it's not as skinny as the other ones we've seen. I think it's a little more bold and very cool. The shape of it honestly is everything. I kind of would recreate this entire look and wear it today, and I don't think anyone would even be like, oh, are you doing an early 2000s thing? This is a very timeless look she's wearing here. You can even see she's got some sparkle on the lid. She's got an inner corner highlight. She dragged the eyeliner down a little bit into the inner corner. Beautiful. This is an absolutely stunning look. I like literally everything about it. There is nothing here I wouldn't wear. Should I recreate this look? You don't even need to answer, because I will. I probably will immediately. I think this is so pretty. Even her gloss is so sparkly. The earrings are peak early 2000s. I love these so much. I know I had a necklace that was similar to that. The chunky necklace, fantastic. The fashion of this photo is the only thing that reminds me that it's early 2000s. Like, I think if you just zoomed in on her face, if you talk to somebody who somehow was living under a rock and did not know who Rihanna was, and you showed them a zoomed in picture of her face and said, what year do you think this is from? I think they would say today, or I don't think they would know, because I think it's a timeless look, and I think it's beautiful, and I think she's beautiful, and such an icon of the early 2000s. Oh my gosh. Okay, so obviously we need to talk about Gwen Stefani, because how could we not? She is such an early 2000s fashion icon. I feel like the most iconic part about her was the skinny brows, because all the girls were doing skinny brows, right? Everybody had skinny brows. We know that was a trend, but Gwen Stefani did skinny, bold brows. She had the skinniest brows, but she made them dark, and especially against her like super platinum blonde hair, that was just such an iconic look. And the fact that she always had a bold lip on, like, I feel like even before I showed you this picture, when I said the word Gwen Stefani, you were probably like, that's what you're picturing, right? Like, if you just say Gwen Stefani, you picture bold lip, bold brows. That was her whole thing. But even aside from that, you can see she's rocking the wing here. You can see she's got a little gold shimmer on the lid. She's got a little bit of depth in the crease. I think this look is pretty timeless. I mean, aside from the brows, but even then, the front of her brow is a little more timeless. But then you get to the end and it gets real skinny, and I don't think that's quite as timeless. But if you just look at my brows, like here, who am I, Gwen Stefani? Absolutely I am. I also love that she's wearing a bold lip, but a glossy lip. I think that's really fun. This is actually something I've been kind of experimenting with lately. When I wear my red matte lips, I cover it with a red gloss. I think a red glossy bold lip is so beautiful. So I'm loving that I'm seeing it here. The outfit, we haven't even talked about the outfit yet. This outfit is iconic. She's wearing a bikini with a like shiny jacket and red plaid pants. It's punk, it's pop, she's everything. This is an incredible outfit. The long necklace, ugh, I love it. I love all of the layered necklaces and all of these looks, like the big chunky jewelry or the super layered jewelry. It's just so cute. And she has like little tiny earrings in. It's all necklaces. Love that for her. I think Gwen Stefani was such an iconic person in the early 2000s. She's another person who looks great. Like she still looks great today, but in the early 2000s was definitely like, she was a trendsetter for sure. And when I was looking at pictures of her, I saw that she's supposedly coming out with a makeup line, but apparently she's coming out with a makeup line. It's gonna be called Paint, but spelled P-A-N-T, which is so cute.
So she filed for the trademark in 2018, so I don't know if this is really a thing because all of these articles are old, but maybe that would be cool.
But if she is coming out with a makeup line, I think that's really cool, because I do feel like her makeup is somewhat iconic. At least it was in the early 2000s, so I would be very interested to see what she comes out with. But Gwen Stefani was definitely an icon in the early 2000s and still today. Okay, we have to talk about Avril Lavigne, because look at her. Incredible. Somewhat similar to Christina, she always rocked that sort of deep smoky eye sort of a look, but Avril's took it to the next level. Like Christina did a smoky eye, but Avril was just like, no, black eyeshadow everywhere. And I feel like that was like the punk look, you know, she made like punk pop. It wasn't punk pop, but she made like pop music, but she herself was a punk. This was like her punk rock look that she used to rock all of the time. Super iconic. Gwen Stefani had like the punk look going on, but she was more like punk glam, where Avril Lavigne was straight up punk rock for sure. I love that she had like the deep smoky eye, but then like no brows. That's just like such an early 2000s thing, to put all of this work into the eyes and do all of this like deep makeup and dark eyeliner and dark eyeshadow, and then just no brows to balance it out whatsoever. But that was the look. Oh my gosh, I didn't touch a brow product until like 2015. I was fine with having no brows. We all were. But Avril's looks were super iconic. They were all eyes. I mean, you can see there might be a little bit of gloss on, but as with many of these looks, there's not a lot going on the face. Don't really see much blush or bronzer or anything. It's just kind of like flat face, which is fine, you know, that's what it was. Her hair was super iconic too. She always had like really, really long hair. Sometimes she would have chunky highlights. Sometimes she would have like the pink peeking out underneath. Oh my gosh, that was like such a style. Honestly, I would kind of like to do that. That would be kind of cool. Do you think I would look cool if I had like a random streak of hair peeking out of my hair that was a different color? Please let me know in the comments down below. I think that would be really cool. And Avril Lavigne is definitely someone who was kind of on the forefront of that trend, you know? I remember seeing her when I was younger and being like, oh my gosh, she has pink hair, that's so cool. But early 2000s Avril is iconic. All right, let's end this video on a high note, even though I feel like the whole thing has been a high note, but let's end it on Beyonce. She deserves to be saved for last. Save the best for last. That's not true, they're all wonderful, but Beyonce, look at her. I feel like similar to Rihanna, her looks are pretty timeless. Like when you look at, I'll show a few different pictures, obviously. How can I not show at least 3 pictures of Beyonce? But when you look at her looks, the only thing that really looks different from something that you would wear today, I would say, is the brows. And it's not even that the brows are skinny like the rest of them. She has kind of like still pretty, not a thick brow, not a bushy brow or a fluffy brow, but she has a thicker brow than most of the other people we've seen. But her brow tails are very long, which is interesting to me. I mean, I say it's interesting to me if you look at any pictures of me from like 2 years ago. What do my brows look like? What was I thinking? Why were my brow tails so long? I don't know. Maybe I was just trying to look like Beyonce. I wasn't. I thought it was a good thing to do. But back to Beyonce. You can see she's got the glossy lip like all the other gals. The gold eyeshadow that's like all the way up to the brow bone. She had a brow highlight before anybody else did. Like, so iconic. It's simple. Like, that's the thing. That's why her looks are so timeless, because unlike some of the other looks we've seen, they weren't super heavy. Like, she was rocking soft glam, literally invented soft glam. I will die on that hill. Beyonce invented soft glam because all of these looks are soft glam to a T. Let's look at another one. First of all, this outfit, this dress is so beautiful. I would wear this dress today. Look at the soft glam. I do feel a little bad because this picture, you can definitely tell the person did not get her right foundation shade. Not her fault. We're not going to focus on that. That's not a trend thing. That's just like a makeup artist who doesn't know how to shade match things, so that's fine. But you can see the glow on her cheeks. What year is this from? I mean, the lip liner mixed with the gloss. This is the first appearance of lip liner I think we've seen today, so I'm loving seeing that. The brows still got the long brow tails here, but you can still see she's got some shimmer on the lid. It looks absolutely beautiful. Her skin is glowing, and I feel like this is the first time we've really seen somebody who didn't look super flat in the face. Like, I'm not seeing a ton of blush or anything. You can tell there might be a little bit, maybe a little bit of bronzer, but she has such a glow here. It's so beautiful. You can see she's got body glow on too, which is very early 2000s, but also still very now. She just looks so beautiful here. Okay, one more picture of Beyonce because this is my favorite look of all of them. Look at this. She looks stunning here. This is like wedding makeup. She is glowing. She looks fresh faced, but also very glamorous. Like I said, literally invented soft glam. I think her brows look the best here. You can tell the brow tails aren't quite as long. I'm sorry I haven't been saying years of anything. I couldn't find specific years for everything, but they were all listed in articles about early 2000s makeup and fashion, so I know they're from the early 2000s. But this look is stunning. I mean, her face again is so glowy, but not looking greasy at all. She's like a dewy dream. This is like what I want my skin to look like all the time. The lashes, fantastic. Like those lashes I saw on Rihanna earlier. I want both of these. I need to know the style of both of these because I just think it looks so pretty on her eye shape. The inner corner highlight, ma'am, oh my God, absolutely beautiful. She's got blush on here. Her eyeshadow looks incredible. She just looks beautiful. The glossy lip, the nose highlight, I'm sorry, what? I'm like losing myself over here, but she, like, this look is so timeless. She's just such an icon. She's an iconic person in general, but in the early 2000s, I feel like she just looks great, and she's truly timeless. I mean, people compare pictures of her now from her early 2000s looks all the time, and she looks the same. Like, she truly, like Paris Hilton, she does not age, and she has gone on to create her own fashion brand, which I think is really cool that a lot of these people on this list today went on on to create their own makeup or fashion brands. And I think that totally makes sense because they were so iconic. Like, they were known for their style, you know? You know how sometimes celebrities will come out with makeup brands and you're like, oh, I didn't know you were into it like that? Like, I said that about Rare Beauty when it launched, and I got a lot of backlash when I said that in that video, but I truly, you know, I thought Selena Gomez's style was beautiful. I think she always looks really beautiful, but I never like thought of her as like, oh, iconic makeup looks, iconic style or anything like that. But when you think Beyonce, you think iconic makeup looks and iconic style. And when you think about Rihanna, you think about her iconic makeup looks. So I don't know, I just think both of those make a little more sense to me. I have found things I really love from Rare Beauty. By the way, if any Selena Gomez stans are here, I have enjoyed a lot from Rare Beauty, and I have slightly changed my opinion. I do think she has some more iconic looks now, but this is not what this video was about. It was about iconic early 2000s fashion and iconic early 2000s makeup, and I think Beyonce's early 2000s makeup and style were super iconic. All right, and with that, we have reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed taking a little trip down memory lane, looking at all of these early 2000s photos, getting to look at the makeup, the hair. Oh my gosh, I forgot about how iconic the hair in the early 2000s were. Oh my gosh, the chunky highlights, the crimped hair. I love it all so much. I think all of these women who I talked about today are still incredibly beautiful and still incredibly iconic in their fashion and style. So it's really cool to see where they started out and how some of their styles have changed super dramatically and some of them not so much, you know? So I think it's interesting. I don't know. I love talking about the early 2000s. You guys know me. Look at these butterfly clips. Of course I love talking about the early 2000s. I was a young woman in the early 2000s, so I didn't get to wear a lot of makeup. So I always really enjoyed looking at pictures of celebrities who did get to wear a lot of makeup and dreaming about the day where I could wear a lot of makeup. Well past me, we made it, baby. Look at all this makeup you get to wear on your face now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Saturday. Lately, I didn't post on Friday yesterday because yesterday was Christmas. So I hope everybody had a happy holiday if you celebrate. If not, I just hope you had a great Friday. But I hope that you'll subscribe. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. I can taste it, and it tastes like candy. It's delicious. I love the taste of it, and I want to have it. So if you want to subscribe, that would be super sweet of you. I would love that. I post a lot of videos about graphic liner, I do anti-hauls, I talk about indie makeup, and I'm trying to do more early 2000s makeup stuff because I really enjoy talking about the early 2000s. I have a whole playlist of videos you can watch about that if you're interested. So thank you so much for watching. Check out my description box for everything on my face today, as well as a ton of Black Lives Matter resources. I have petitions to sign, places to donate, and ways to help protesters. Those resources are always available in all of my description boxes to use. Please click on those links if you have the time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out. I'm Audi. I'm Audi 5000. That was my early 2000s goodbyes for you. Okay, goodbye.